During this bull cycle, a $10 XRP is possible for all XRP holders. There will also be a lot of liquidity for a number of other small cap cryptocurrencies such as HBR, ICP, Render, and a few others that fit very specific stories. We're talking about a possibility of up to 100x for very specific projects before the end of the year. Many of these projects will also see a lot of growth next year, but before the end of the year, XRP will have something that no one else does. There is a much better chance of a $10 XRP this year than many of you may have thought before. Now that we know that, Tom Lee, a well-known and recognized analyst who runs a very large hedge fund, will give us his thoughts on the markets and what he thinks will happen with cryptocurrency. Hold on tight, press the like button, and let's begin. I'd like to add that I believe it's easier to be sure of a longer-term price than a shorter-term one. This is because there are many more short-term factors besides fundamentals that affect the price of anything that trades on a market. For example, the recent events in Germany and Mt. Gox are creating short-term headwinds and may even break technical patterns, but the price doesn't change. Where Bitcoin should be in 5 years, but the $1.5 million price target comes from the work of our head of digital strategy, Sean Farrell, who is looking at a mix of his own work. What looks like a stock-to-flow model and an important one that looks a lot like a price-to-book model. How much does it cost to make Bitcoin? At what point does it break even? What multiple should you give that? He figures that it will be about 150,000 by the end of the year. That seems pretty doable to me. Basically, it will only happen if the SP can keep going up until the end of the year, which is what we expect to happen. Along those lines, someone is asking why they should care about Bitcoin. That is, let's say that some people are listening and are either interested or not sure if they should own any. I mean, I think that question has been answered for a long time now that Bitcoin is pretty much a real asset class. It's backed by BlackRock, which is the world's biggest asset manager. Larry Fink talked about how important Bitcoin is to BlackRock's future in his results call today, which is something they want their clients to do. This is what I think people who are interested in Bitcoin might do wrong. They might think they have to put all of their money into it. They only need to put in 5% or 2%. Also, if someone keeps their cash on hand, that's like the interest they would have earned in a year. They only need to set aside time for crypto. When we first wrote about Bitcoin, we told them they should put that suggestion in. If they didn't adjust it today, it would make up 80% of their whole portfolio. So it's been a huge win for our clients, and many have told us that putting 2% of their money into crypto was like taking a low-risk risk that changed their lives. And I think that's how people should see it now, since Bitcoin isn't at its peak yet and isn't used by that many people. Still, a lot of people don't believe in Bitcoin, and many banks don't let their customers use trading forms of the currency. So the ETF isn't even okay with many companies right now. And that tells me there are still a lot of people who want to hold crypto. How far can Bitcoin go? Well, I think that might be a good base goal for Bitcoin. Like, when does Bitcoin need to rethink whether it has reached its peak? When Bitcoin is worth more than gold that is being held above ground today. 16 trillion is the number. And I think that's a good measure because gold may be used in industry and for jewelry, but the main reason it's worth $16 trillion is that it's seen as a unique way to protect against currencies and disasters. And I think Bitcoin is much more stable, helpful if we ever need to start using gold. If you try to carry $1 million worth of gold, that's really heavy. I need a couple of friends to help me carry that. A Bitcoin wallet can hold $1 million. So I want you all to picture a world in 2024 when Bitcoin hits $150,000 a coin, like Tom Lee says can happen. Based on past cycles that I've talked a lot about, Bitcoin did reach crazy high prices, but never got close to $150,000 per coin. What happened to all of these altcoins? During the same time period that Bitcoin's price went up by about 10 times, what happened to Solana? It gained 100 to 200 times its value. This is what we're talking about. Coins like XRP, HBH, BAR, Solana, ICP, Render, and Casper will be shown. These kinds of projects could see gains of 100 times or more in any area. As of today, the price of XRP has gone up more than 30% in the last month. This is on top of the crazy predictions about how much money will be available once the SEC case is over and the billions of dollars that will come in from the IPO, which will also happen after the SEC case. After that came Swift banking and everything else. Because we are in the middle of a bull cycle, I just want you to think about what could happen. Yes, the Ripple team knows how the market works and when to make all of these changes. Based on what we know about Fed interest rates and other things, now is the best time to do all of that. And Tom Lee is going to go into that a little more and talk about the events in world politics that will help raise the value of all of these digital goods. So why don't you guys pay close attention? This could change our financial futures and give us the chance to make a huge amount of money that will change our lives. Click the like button, don't forget to do that. Now watch the movie again. I think Bitcoin is making it hard to say what money really is. We already have a vague idea of what it means for a community to benefit from holding something. For example, in a traditional financial system, let's say you have Amazon customers who help the company grow and become one of the biggest companies in the world. It's really the customers and the community of buyers and sellers who keep coming back, but the shareholders, the people who gave Amazon the money, are the only ones who came out ahead. That is, it didn't add value to the group. Bitcoin is so different, right? This is because Bitcoin is good for people who hold it and use it. That's why I think it's really making it hard to define what an asset is. It's mixing up things like loyalty and benefits for capital, rent seeking, and equity. I mean, all of these ideas together, to me, the idea that it's also making money less clear makes sense. I mean, I'm making things too easy, but flight points are money, even though we don't think of them that way. The truth is that it's money. There are a lot of people who think a recession is coming, and we can see it. I mean, we meet a lot of people who are institutional investors and they plan for a slowdown. In a sense, that would mean that everyone can now accurately predict the weather. As you know, no one can tell what will happen with the market. The economy is not something we try to guess. But the only reason we don't think a recession is likely is that everyone else does. However, some things are making sense less strong. I guess I'm not going to try to ignore it. People are running out of extra funds and the job market is getting weaker, has turned into a very tough market. It's too expensive. And then there are parts of the country where spending on durable things like cars and tools goes up a lot. I mean, it's really tanking. In other words, the costs of used cars will go down a lot. And there's a change to the collection. I mean, a lot of extra things have been taken off the shelves. That's what's making things move more slowly. But I think everyone will make the mistake of thinking, oh, that means a recession, let me explain. Well, first, homes, durable goods, and assets are all very sensitive to changes in interest rates. So as soon as the Fed starts cutting rates, all of those go back too. Second, things like the bond market, credit markets, corporate bond spreads, quality spreads, and other things that you would expect to be blowing out during a recession are all in the middle of their stages. Remember that because it will help you earn a lot of money. Now, if you want to join me in copy trading and make money with me, you can easily do that by joining my Discord channel below and going to the Join VIP section. There you can make up to $14,000 a week, just like my copy traders have been doing for the past couple of months. That's it for now. If you like today's movie, join my Discord and hit the like and follow buttons. See you next time. Goodbye.